Hi there, it's John McIntyre, Stage Time Promotions. I'm here with Lainey Hunter and Cat Hunter. And you run Vox Stars.
Yes.
And you have a run of the Fringe coming up.
Yes.
Can you tell me a wee bit about the company first and you know what made you get into this and what made you start this?
Well, I've been singing since I was
Aye.
high. And I've always loved singing. I went to college and university and studied it, and I fell in love with both performing and teaching. Became a big passion of mine, studying the voice, and we just wanted to give way more opportunities to people of all backgrounds, and that's kind of how we got started with the Fringe, because we thought, well, what's one of the biggest shows that people could take part in, one of the biggest arts festivals in the world. So that's how we got into, let's do the Fringe, let's make that our big challenge. Yeah, and
is it primarily kids groups that you work with?
It's everybody from ages like 7 to 70 plus.
All right.
So it is
I might come along myself.
It's a real mix. Yes, well, you're definitely welcome. We teach people of all ages. So,
that's good.
So it's a really fun, nice community.
Well, it's very encouraging, because there's no massive amount of things like this. Because I know myself, I've been trying to look at singing groups near where I stay, and it's very limited.
Yes.
So having that opportunity to not only meet other people that are into that as well, but also you're giving the kids a chance to perform as well, which you know, they must be ecstatic for them. They must love it.
Oh, they do. They do love it.
Yeah. And it's a very, very positive thing. I think what you're doing is brilliant.
Thank you.
And from having a wee look at your flyers and stuff and little clips, you certainly know what you're doing.
Thank
so
you.
it's brilliant, and your setup in here's fantastic as well.
Thank you.
So that's great. So tell us a wee bit about your show and how it differs from day to day, as you were saying to me earlier on.
So this is a 6-night run, and every night is a different theme. Often, sometimes different performers as well. Sometimes people returning in the week. It's a mix of soloists, duets, trios, and the main group pieces across the run. So we start off with pop night.
Nice.
So it's a lot of your modern kind of music, from your Capaldi to your Pink to everything in between. And
my stepdaughter would love that.
Yeah, and a bit of our Battle of the Bands medley. That's one of our main things on that night. It's a bit of a 20-minute beast that we're kind of doing, and that's stuff from like Oasis versus Blur, and then you've got like your Little Mix versus One Direction. So you've got your modern stuff in there too, and your Spice Girls classics, because we are 90s kids. Right. So you've got the...
I'm not going to say what decade I am. It's quite a bit before that.
So we're 90s kids, so definitely incorporating a big bit of our childhood too, Boyzone, Spice Girls, as I said, and Steps.
They're all great stuff though, isn't it? It's all fantastic. I was a DJ for years as well, so I love them big mixtures of music.
It definitely is something to appeal to everyone. And then second night we go into our 80s and 90s stuff. We've got some big pieces in there, Freedom 90, George Michael. You know, we've got a big kind of Annie Lennox thing that's going to go on and start the show. That's kind of going through all the faces of Annie Lennox, and there's lots of fantastic stuff mixed in between.
That's great.
Never going to give you up. Rick Roll in the crowd.
Oh, you got to.
So the Wednesday night we're going back in time, so we're going retro. We've got like Beach Boys. We've got like a 70s mix. We've got a really nice piece called Lean On Me. From Bill Withers, which is kind of bringing all ages and a lot of people with neurodiversities as well into the mix.
That's great.
So that's really lovely. Thursday night is party. So we love that night. So we're going through the decades. We're starting at the 50s all the way to now.
Brilliant.
So the music from all those eras kind of encapsulating the moments that will appeal to all different generations there.
Different students are taking on a different
era. They're being the different decades face, if you like. So that's really fun, and a mix of soloists as well mixed into that too. We might even be sporting a pair of tiger feet.
Nice.
So bringing some people back to that time. Friday night, one of my favourites is Disney night.
All right.
So Disney and kind of movies, so we're kind of taking you again through all the time of Disney, starting at kind of like Pinocchio and Snow White.
Very well played at the start of the weekend.
Yes. So Snow White and the kind of older school Disney, and then all the way to like your Frozen and Moana and all that kind of thing.
That's brilliant.
So lots of fun with that night. And then Saturday we finish off with Legends Night.
Right.
So the absolute legends. So that's your Bowie, your Beatles, your Queen, your ABBA, Celine Dion, Whitney.
So you don't shy away from
No.
from a hard vocal.
No, definitely not.
I mean, when you're talking Queen and Whitney and Jesus.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't shy away. I've kind of coined the belt queen at points. I love a big vocal. So yeah, that's always been something I've loved. I love to take on a challenge.
And it's great to see as well that you have kids embracing trying stuff that isn't just modern.
No.
You know, because that would be the temptation for
Yes.
some. But I think that would just make you the same as a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think. And so I really like the fact that you're broadening the horizon, the music horizons of these kids as well.
Yeah.
Because you're literally help introducing them to possibly some music they've never heard.
Oh, definitely,
You know,
yeah.
which
And a
is
lot of the
great.
time they're like, a lot of my students are like, actually, will you choose my Fringe set because
Aye.
you end up knowing just like what my voice will suit, and it's
What
maybe
will suit,
not.
yeah.
Like we've got some kids taking on like Belinda Carlisle and things like that, which they maybe wouldn't have normally gone for, but then they go, I've heard that on TikTok, you know.
Yeah.
So then
Aye.
in a way, like a lot of it, we're appealing to that generation via that. And to be honest, we're actually introducing some of the adults to music.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we have some people that are, 30 plus, some people in their 60s, 70s, they're actually getting introduced to more modern music or music from our childhood.
So it's working both ways.
It's working both ways actually, which is really nice.
And you mentioned as well a lot of neurodivergent kids as well.
Me and my sister are both dyslexic.
As my girlfriend does as well.
Yes, and I think we had that conversation via text. Yeah,
did.
I was like, please, can I have your number written down again? Because I can't.
It happens. It's fine.
We're both dyslexic. I'm dyspraxic. I've got dyscalculus. So a big thing for me, and it's a big part of our business. It's really intertwined in it. We run ASN groups. But we also probably, I'd say 70+% of our students have some form of neurodiversity, whether it's dyslexia, autism, ADHD, and it's always been a passion of mine to make sure that everybody's kind of really supported, and you can make it your superpower. It doesn't need to be the thing that holds you back.
It's not a case of teaching neurodivergent kids to fit in.
Yeah.
It's a case of getting everyone to accept at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's making sure they have a voice, they have a platform.
Exactly.
They have a space.
And all creative things help you express yourself as well.
Definitely.
Which is massive. I mean, they take that not only into their performance, but into their life. I think as well.
The confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The singing and performance, gives to both kids and adults alike.
It's a massive outlet, it really is.
And I think for me as well, being dyslexic myself and the challenges that I've kind of faced with that is kind of, you have that level of empathy, but you have to come up with strategies. So, and being able to pass them on, well, why not? You know what I mean? And being able to give people a platform and go out there and live their best life is what we say.
You're a bundle of multicoloured joy, so you are. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to coming along and doing a wee review for these as well. And I've been more than happy to come and help promote this because I just think it's an absolutely brilliant Fringe show. And you've done something that a lot of Fringe acts don't do, is something different every night.
Yes.
And that must be a lot of hard work.
Oh yes, yes.
Because that's not to say doing the same act each night is easy, but it's a damn sight easier than doing 5-6 different nights.
It's a lot of material.
I never like to make my life simple. No, I like to take on.
Well, the thing is that I think that comes across in shows as well, because a show that runs for 2-3 weeks can sometimes, not always, but sometimes get a little bit stale by the end of it, by the last week. A show like yours isn't going to get stale because it's fresh every night.
Yeah.
Which absolutely love. I think you're doing a brilliant job.
It's also incorporating like how much fun can we get into this? How much, you know, like how wacky can the costumes be? As we were saying before we started filming, we change our hair every night. So we have a different style, we have a different outfits, we have group outfits, we have, you know, and it's always very colourful as well. So I think the costume as well, that keeps it exciting, the fashion of it, and the singing, you know, all the combination of that.
And I take it you have different, people get different chances to do solos and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, so it's really intertwined. So, you know, like the first night we've got a mix of kids and adults again doing solos, and then you've got the group pieces as well, which is bringing in people. And that's the same throughout the run. And then sometimes I'm maybe duetting with people. I'm doing a lot of backing vocals as well. So and then we'll maybe be doing a bit of a duet together too.
I always struggle with backing vocals because I'm too much of a person that wants to be at the front.
I think I mean I started off predominantly as just a solo singer, but I think the joy I get of actually seeing my students do well. It's just a thing. Like some people, I suppose, are like, oh, why did you go into teaching? Why didn't you just stick to just performing? But for me, I love them equally. There's not like, you know, some people go into teaching because, you know, and it's not necessarily because teaching's their passion. Yeah. It's just because they're like, oh, I can't perform as much anymore. That's not the case for me. I think it's definitely, they're equal. They're equal balanced, and
you get different types of benefits from it and joy from it. And I think that's kind of shown in abundance. And when you look at your social media, and you see, I mean, the pictures now, everybody looks like just so happy and enjoying themselves. It just looks brilliant. Yeah, that's so I'm really looking forward to this. Can you tell us where? Well, obviously I know where you're based. I'm here, but if you could tell everybody where you're based and the type of social media that they can follow you on.
So we're based at St Margaret's House, or sometimes known as Edinburgh Palette, just on London Road. So it's this big, massive community arts building, which is great in itself. There's all sorts of people in this building, from dancers and drag queens to, you know, judo to jewellery. Yes.
I do love a drag queen.
It's great. So it's a really eclectic building. So we fit in.
And you're on like Facebook?
Yes, we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on Twitter, but I have to confess, we don't typically keep up on it. We're very bad.
Either.
Or X as it's now kind of known. We don't really keep up on that, but we're on YouTube. But our main probably base is Facebook and Instagram.
Well, the good thing is those two are combined by the same company now, so it's easy to cross-platform post between them.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. That's where we kind of keep our main.
But that's brilliant. Thanks for having me along, and thanks for the coffee your mum made. Fantastic. Excellent coffee, even though I did spill some of it. But yeah, fantastic. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And I'll see you at the show.
Thank you.